Hi everybody. So I thought I'd share a little adventure that a few of us from the Canadian Canoe group did between Christmas and New Year here in the UK. We headed up to Cambridge on the 30th of December 2024 with a view to paddling through the Cambridge University colleges on the River Cam. We launched the boats at Lammas Land, and that car park has facility for, I would guess, about maybe 75 or possibly 80 cars. At the time that we went, we left pretty early in the morning, so there was quite a few spaces there. And the great thing about that particular launch site is that once you get the boats off the roof of the car, it's literally 100 meters or less to actually launch the boats. And then what you do is you head left underneath a fen bridge, and you then head up towards the mill pond, where over on the left hand side you'd see a set of rollers, and it's a portage point which drops maybe 6 to 8 meters, and it's here that you then enter onto the lower part of the river and start your journey underneath all of the bridges heading up towards Jesus Lock. So the rollers are actually pretty hard to find, and if you look in the frame where you can see the cream canoe and the canoe in front of it, it's literally here where the rollers are. They are pretty hard to spot, but if you just keep an eye out and bear in mind to look opposite the points where the punts are moored, you shouldn't have too much difficulty in locating where you need to drop down to the lower mill pond. So here we are now, just heading underneath Siver Street Bridge. Apparently this was built around about 1958 to 1959. It's clad in Portland stone and is one of, I think, 7 or 8 bridges that span the colleges along the way. The next bridge that you can see in the frame now is known as Mathematical Bridge. To be honest, I'm not quite sure why, but this apparently is the third version of the bridge with the same name, and I believe the first version of it was built in 1749. So before we set off, we had a look at the weather forecast, and as you can see on the day in question, it was a really lovely sunny day. The temperature, I guess, was maybe about 7 or 8 degrees, but as you can see, we'd all wrapped up and we're all toasty warm. The thing that we weren't expecting though was that the wind originally had been forecast for about 10 to 12 miles an hour. But my God, it was really gusting on the day, and also the flow of the river was really quite fast, and it was a bit of a challenge actually to head back, but we persevered and just enjoyed the day. So the two bridges in front of you are the Garrett's Hostel Bridge. This is the first one, and as you can clearly see is the more modern of the two. I think predominantly nowadays this is mostly used by pedestrians and also cyclists, and it just joins two of the colleges on the university campus. The one behind it is the Trinity College Bridge. Trinity College is probably one of the better known places within the university, I'd suggest, here in the UK. And apparently this is sort of early 1700s and is in fact a listed building as well. What did surprise us on the day was the amount of punts that were being hired. The river actually was really quite busy. Toby and I did go and paddle this last year, and it was like a motorway, just very, very busy. People not really having too much control of the craft, and to be honest, I did expect that it would be a lot quieter than it was, but having seen a sign that said that it was £20 per person for a tour, and then you look at the capacity of the punts, some of which had sort of 15 people on. It's really quite a lucrative business for the punting companies up there. I should have thought some of the punts that we saw on the day had people on that where they were generating sort of in excess of £300 per trip. So I really can't imagine how many that they would be able to do in a day, but certainly worth braving the cold weather for, I should imagine. So the bridge that we're about to pass under now is known as Kitchen Bridge. It's also called St John's Bridge because it spans the St John's College. This is another old bridge, and I think it's said to be the second oldest of the original bridges that remain. The bridge that we are about to pass under now is called the Bridge of Sighs. Apparently this is one of only 6 or 7, I believe, in the world, and I should have thought, certainly for me anyway, this is the nicest looking bridge along the river. The next bridge en route to Jesus Lock is known as Magdalene Bridge, and I think that this is probably in relation to the fact that it's adjacent to the Magdalene College, which stands nearby. Certainly one of the newer bridges, I believe, along the backs, and I think that it was probably built around about 1980 or thereabouts. So I just wanted to take the opportunity as well to thank the people that came along on the day. So we have Martin in the cream Novacraft, we had Debbie and Graham in the silver birch. I believe the Novacraft from Martin was a Prospector 16, and I think Debbie and Graham were also in a Prospector 15. We then had my partner in crime, for paddling at least, in Toby. Toby was in the Old Town camper, which he did a lot of restoration work himself, and then there was yours truly in my Swift Wildfire. So we're just now on the final leg of our outward journey, at least. We are heading up to a place called Jesus Lock. There's a footbridge that goes across between the banks of the river, but over on the right hand side there is some public toilets, which I believe are open most days, but more importantly there's a nice little kiosk there where you can get a nice coffee, a cheese toastie and some homemade cakes as well. So we decided that we would stop there, have a rest, get a couple of selfies and brace ourselves to fight the wind and the current on the way back. You can see here certainly docking was quite an achievement actually. I think at one point the wind gusts were hitting up towards 30 miles an hour, so it was certainly a test of our stamina and also our paddling skills. But what a lovely day we had. It was great to meet some new people and just share the experience of paddling through what is probably one of the nicest historical paddles available in the UK. Thanks for watching everybody. I'm going to sign off the video here, but if you like the content then please like and subscribe, share the channel Canadian Canoe Paddlers UK, and by all means head over to our Facebook page and check out the group, which is on there as Canadian Canoe Paddlers UK. Thanks for watching, and can I take the opportunity to wish you all a very happy and healthy and also a prosperous 2025. Cheers everyone, paddles up, and enjoy the footage heading back towards our original launch point. Thanks everyone. Hello, how are you?